Welcome everyone to another episode of Sass and the Beard. It's been a while since we've seen you. No, we did not fall off the face of the planet.
We're back, bitches!
Our lives have just been busy. We do lots of things. I mean, she probably works more than I do. But, you know, that's just how it is. Kristen, how's it been?
It's been a lot.
Trashing the patriarchy and,
yes.
Pissing off the ballot initiative people.
I say that, but honestly, I've mostly been running data.
Making TikToks.
I've been making TikToks. Really, I made a commitment to myself that I was going to make TikTok content at least until the election. After as we're doing ballot chasing and volunteering and stuff like that. But the last couple of weeks, I've missed doing our show. Mm-hmm. Missed catching up on the local stuff. There's been plenty of bullshit happening at the state level to keep us entertained.
Yes.
So, I don't know how you been.
Well, so I've been spending a lot of time with my kids.
Nice.
Which I love because in this season of life, my wife, she is a teacher and she's also like a speech and debate coach. And so this is where she's starting to do her speech and debate stuff, which is generally after school on weekends. And so I've been hanging with my kids a lot and doing city stuff and then work. It's season, so that's starting to get busy.
Yeah.
But one really cool thing happened yesterday. My kids and I were at the park, and Arkansas Tech had a volleyball game, and the team that they were playing, the ladies volleyball team from Lane College, came to City Park. Because at City Park we have a whole lot of new stuff now. There's a whole new section of playground. That's where the splash pad is, but it's not on because it's called
theoretically
yes.
cooling off in Arkansas.
But there's a ton of equipment there that could be used by kids old and young, and so you have these 20-year-old college-aged players that hung out with a bunch of little kids for an hour.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and they weren't even from here. They just took their time off between the game to chill and hang out with other people's kids. It was super cool.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
great. So shout out to
it.
Lane College.
Yeah.
Good job.
And to our city parks for
having a cool
place.
For
all the new things that are happening. Yeah, that's amazing. Well, we are here tonight to talk about ballot initiatives, about some stuff happening in the city. And we're also here with Deb's amazing Halloween costume.
Yes, it is that time of year.
I love it. Are you dressing up for Halloween this year? Y'all do a family theme, right? Because you have small kids.
Yes, but this year my children want to do other things. So my son's going to be a ninja or maybe a Ninja Turtle. He hasn't nailed it down yet.
Okay.
And then my daughter's going to be Bluey with one of her friends who's going to be Bingo. I think that's the other.
Got you. Yeah. Bluey's so cute.
Yeah. So I don't know what me and Amanda are going to be.
She'll surprise you.
We'll have something fun,
I bet you will. I think that'll be really cool. I'm doing nothing at all. I asked my kid if he wanted to hand out candy.
You're not even going to trick or treat or anything like that?
Well, my son's 15.
Okay,
so
but he can still get candy.
I know. I was like, do you want to hand out candy to the kids in the neighborhood? And he was like, not really. I know. So I was like, well, all right. Fine with me. We're going to do nothing, I guess. It's election season. We're 25 days out, and so I'll probably just work the whole time.
So you're telling me that my kids can't knock on your door and ask for candy?
I mean, they can, but I don't know what they're going to get. They might get some of last year's Halloween candy. I don't know what's going to happen.
My only frustration about Halloween is that there's candy. And then there's candy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the good candy you run out of very quickly.
Right.
Because everybody eats it. But then you're left with a gallon and a half of the Lifesaver gummies and.
Oh, you're handing it out wrong. You hand out the gummies and the trash.
No. I'm saying that's what my kids bring back.
Oh, yeah, because you got the little kids. I got you. Y'all need to go to a better neighborhood. Look, we all know the Cove Landings where you get the candy.
There will be a citywide post at some point on all the social medias talking about the different neighborhoods. Last year, the city of Russellville, the police, the RPD did the bike around town where they would have bicycle officers in different neighborhoods during different timed trick-or-treat areas. So I thought it was really good.
Is it okay if I ask them if that's their costume?
Yeah. I'm sure they would totally be just give them candy.
I've really been on this vibe lately of micro feminist aggressions of being to men being that's a nice outfit.
Wait, why does it got to be a man in their bicycle outfit?
I mean, I'm just assuming.
We have some female police officers.
How many?
Hey, where's that microaggressive feminism?
Well, I'll ask them all about their outfits. I like to call them outfits or costumes. Instead of telling you have a nice shirt, I'll tell you have a nice top. Things like that.
Now that is hilarious. I love that.
Yeah.
You got a nice blouse.
That's a nice top.
I'm sure that works great at Capitol Hill.
Yes, they love it. They love it. The men love it. It's my favorite.
You're very demure.
Very demure, very mindful. Look, I have never been as happy for anybody in my life as I am for Jules that came up with that did the very demure.
Yeah.
I have followed her. I didn't follow her before that, and since then I followed her and the change in her life and just how joyful and happy she is. It's been so wonderful.
It's pretty cool. That's one of the things I like about social media is that you can just in the blink of an eye something good could happen like that, or people take it as something good. I'm sure that there's probably been plenty of hate given to her as well.
Oh.
But the fact that she can focus on the positive of that is really great.
But my TikTok recently reached enough followers to go into the paid creator program.
Heck yeah.
And I've made 33 cents. It's very exciting. Very exciting over here.
I was talking to...
It's not very demure or very mindful. It's very broke, but I'm here for it.
I got asked to speak at the Job Path program recently, and one of the kids in the program wants to be a streamer or a content creator. And I was like, well, it takes a while. It's not anything you do, you're not just going to make a lot of money right offhand, And so...
Well, my son thinks that because we do this little local show and we talk a lot about Russellville School District, so a lot of the teachers and staff know us and will be like, hey, I know your mom. So he thinks we're famous. He does. And he's like, I could be a content creator because you're a content creator. And I'm like, do you know how much money I make on this? I have a whole full-time job.
This is not our job. We don't make money on this. We do this out of the love of our heart.
Yes.
Which is why we can handle the hate.
Well, exactly. Right. Yes. I have pretty thick skin.
Yeah. Because, nobody's paying me to do this.
And if they're mean to you, I'll kick their ass.
Well, same.
Yeah. Same. So, anyways... What else is going on? Let's talk about politics. What's happening in politics?
Ballot initiatives, right? Statewide ballot. Are we going to actually have things on the ballot that we can vote for or against that people actually wanted to be on the ballot?
Well, you had me right up until that last. The people wanted to be on the ballot. I was like, yes. Yes.
No.
Yes. Wait a minute. Wait just 1 second. So we will definitely have issue 1 on the ballot, which is a legislatively referred, that's where you lost me at the people. It's a legislatively referred constitutional amendment that would allow scholarship lottery proceeds to go to students who are in vocational, technical, or technical institutes. And so that's great. It's a good bipartisan measure. Really, I don't know anybody that's opposed to it unless you're just generally opposed to the lottery.
Right.
But
again,
but
the lottery already
that.
happened, so why vote against it?
This vote won't change anything with the lottery being conducted. It just really amends the language that allows it to go to more schools, which I think is great. I think it's a really smart investment in
that was the whole point of the scholarship lottery in the first place, was to give money to students trying to get into higher education. The technical school or trade schools are a form of higher education.
Yeah, I think that, well, and there's a real need in those areas, and so I think that it's a smart investment in our workforce. I think it's something that the people should support, Yeah, I don't really have anything negative to say about it.
I'm for it too. I mean, you had made a video recently about kind of saying some of the concern with this could be that it could be misused in the future in a religious context where a private institution that was religious based could receive some of the funds, but it doesn't
potentially
there's not
private, not necessarily. Yeah. It says public or private. The only little like if I was looking for them to do something shady, which I always am, really, is that it does not in the amendment define a vocational technical institute. It will be left up to the legislature to define that. It can also go to private institutions, which right now the scholarship lottery can go to private 2- and 4-year universities.
Maybe we should start a content creation college.
Maybe
college.
I think we need more followers first. Oh. But yes, maybe we should.
Hey, it could be like coaches. Like coaches don't play basketball well. They coach the basketball players. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
You're like this. Those players are 7 feet tall, and that guy is 5'7". So you cannot tell me.
That's true. I mean,
he's getting paid millions of dollars to coach. So I'm saying we could do it.
I know. I feel like I could yell at men and tell them what to do. And tell them run and like.
Why don't I get paid? Aren't you doing that?
It is kind of my whole dating style, really. Just yell at the men. Maybe that's why I'm single.
All right, issue 1.
Okay, so we're done with issue 1.
Yeah, but issue 2.
It's the thing. Issue 2. Fine.
Is it going to be counted?
Issue 2 and issue 3 are both up in the air for kind of the same reason. So let's talk about that. It's if you're from Pope County, if you've been around for the casino drama for the last few years, you probably remember when we litigated the meaning of the word "the."
It was fun times.
I love that. Like that is what I love about the law and lawyers and like doing this kind of work is that.
And it's as if that had not been settled before.
It had not been in Arkansas law.
No, but like other places.
But that doesn't apply. Like we get on ours. On ours, no. Yeah. But the means one and not more than one, right? Okay. So the reason that matters in these two initiatives is because they basically changed the meaning of the word sponsor. Okay, not the courts, which is the normal process, where the courts would define these words if they are not already defined in legislation or in the statutes. But what they did, and this was really targeted at the abortion amendment. Okay, so what they did with the abortion amendment was they changed the meaning of the word sponsor. The Secretary of State decided that the meaning of the word that has been used for years isn't the same anymore.
Right.
And
basically to make it more difficult for the
and what that would
abortion amendment to get on the
right.
ballot.
And so basically what that means in practice is that like when an initiative hires paid canvassers, typically how it's always been done is the canvassing company sends in a list of canvassers that have had their background checks done, that are out there. Like you just have to provide this.
Right.
So what they did when they changed the meaning of the word sponsor was they said that no longer can the canvassing company send it in. It has to come directly from the person who's going to ultimately sign all the paperwork when they turn in the signatures, right? So one individual has to be responsible for this. What's crazy about that is they approved issue 2, then changed the meaning, then now have come back into court and said, whoops, we never should have approved it in the first place, but we don't have any method to take it back. Could the courts please fix this shit for us that we have created by changing the definition of words for political motivation? So that's what's happened, and that's really impacting issue 2 and issue 3. So issue 2 is the anti-casino initiative brought up from some groups here in Polk County to do 2 things. It eliminates the existing license for the casino in Polk County that is currently held by Cherokee Nation Entertainment, Legends Casino Resort. And then the second thing it does is in the future, if there were a statewide ballot initiative to add additional casino licenses, before that license could be issued, there would also have to be a local vote to approve the license. Okay?
Does it fully remove Polk County from the Amendment 100?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not that it takes away just a license in Polk County. It completely removes it from
It completely removes
the
Polk
amendment.
County.
Yeah,
Right.
so we couldn't be considered.
So, and that's the real
unless
problem
there was
here.
a change. Yeah.
Is because, like, if it was just the local control issue going forward, I would be here for it, 100%.
Yeah.
But the fact that this also removes the license for Legends, to me, is very concerning for Polk County because, you know, this has been an ongoing fight here, and this company has invested a lot of money in our community. They've been good community partners, and we need the jobs and the tax revenue. Like,
Yeah.
really, the tax
Yeah.
revenue. There's no way for us to make up that tax revenue in our local community.
But we're selling our soul, Kristen. We're selling our soul for tax money.
So, like, we can sell it to ConAgra? I mean, I don't... It's a business, right? Like, I
Yeah.
get it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Like, I get that people don't agree with the morality of gambling.
But if you're a vegetarian, do you get to block us having, you know, a
Tyson
pork
chicken?
processor
Yeah.
or Tyson?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But that's what they're doing. So if it didn't do that piece, I would be okay with it. Because it also removes this license and eliminates this economic opportunity for Polk County and for the state of Arkansas, I am very much opposed to it and think people should vote against.
Yeah, same. I think people should vote against issue 2. That's my opinion. This is our opinion. We're not telling you how to vote. We are just telling you our opinion. You know, the way we would vote. I think you should vote that way, but like,
Yeah.
again, we are.
I mean, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Be informed. Make the choice you want. And that's fine. That's totally fine.
Someone had a question based on Prop 2.
So based on Prop 2, are you saying
Yes.
vote no? Yes. Vote no. In Arkansas, you actually don't vote yes or no on initiatives. You vote for or against.
Yeah.
So it's just ingrained in me to say against, but yes. Normally, people would say vote no on issue
Yeah.
2. So that's issue 2. Issue 3 is medical marijuana expansion. This would increase...
It's actually going to be on the ballot?
It's also still in the hands of the courts.
Because I just saw a thing where they allowed like 13,000 ballots or signatures. They're still fighting over signatures on that, right?
Okay. So before they changed the meaning of the word sponsor,
Okay, so it's still,
they
yeah.
approved issue 3 to go to a cure period,
Yeah.
which is a 30-day window to collect more signatures.
Right.
They did. They collected a lot of signatures in that. But when they turned them in, the Secretary of State said, wait, we've changed the definition of sponsor, and now nothing from paid canvassers counts. So that left them, I mean, they turned in like 20,000 or 40,000, I can't remember the number, a lot of signatures.
In
they
the
didn't-
cure period.
Yeah. And so initially they weren't going to count any of them. And the courts did say, like, you have to count some of them. So they did. They disqualified like 18,000, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it, right now, issue 3, I believe will appear on the ballot, but it will not be counted. However, they have appealed that to the Supreme Court, the state Supreme Court, and that will be decided there, really. Like, so one way or the other, these two are sort of, issue 2 and issue 3 are sort of tied to each other on this determination of the meaning of the word sponsor. Which
This
is
so
just
much fun.
It's so frustrating to me as like somebody who really loves direct democracy, believes in the
Right.
ballot initiative process, believes in how much Arkansas is committed to the ballot initiative process, like where the people rule, right?
Right.
Our very first language in our state constitution is that the people reserve to themselves the rights of the initiative and referendum. And so it's really frustrating to me when they do things like this that just are obviously meant to suppress the voice of people. You know, it's the same thing we see happening all over the state. West Memphis is going through this right now where they don't want to allow them to have an early voting location.
Right.
Like, it's...
Just because it was a black church.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
What's happening in our state right now around elections and the power of just regular people.
But they were okay when it was a white church.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You know, like... But... Someone was talking to me the other day, and they were complaining about our more recent educational laws.
The Learns Act.
Uh-huh. And they were like, "What? Why? How did this happen?" And I was like, "What do you mean? How did it happen?" And they're like, "Well, like the people didn't get a chance to, like, let their voice. Like, we didn't vote for this, and like, yet you absolutely did when you voted for the governor, whose head Department of Education and the lobby groups that sponsor them." Like, this is how it works. Like, if you don't pay enough attention to the things that are going on when they're going on, that's why we do this. Like, that's why we're trying to let people know. Like, this is how the sausage is made. And if you just walk into the voting booth, you know, the day of the election, and you're like, check R, check D, check whichever letter you know, feel like coincides with your personal religious beliefs or whatever beliefs, then you're not going to be informed enough to be like, oh, yeah, okay, like, I'm okay with paying teachers $50,000 a year, but also demoralizing the whole institute of the Department of Education, that's not really a good idea, you know?
I will disagree with you on one thing. You know, you said really around the vote for governor, and yes, that is super important. This was definitely Sarah Huckabee Sanders' agenda to run Learns. However, I will say your state representatives and state senators are the ones who actually bring the bill, vote on it.
Yes, and they are backed by the Family Council or the Arkansas Educational or the American Educational.
Did you
whatever?
see?
These are all like ALE, whatever that ALEC, like whatever those right-wing lobby groups are. There are left-wing lobby groups too, but they're not in Arkansas. And so, like, these are the groups that are presenting these legal documents because the part-time legislature, who was more recently a farmer who didn't go to law school, who has no knowledge of whatever other, you know, but he's popular in his 40,000 people county. Like, that's how it happened. And so, because he's not a full-time legislator, he's not somebody who knows the process or can figure it out quickly enough to write a bill, unless he's been there for so many years. But then we have these short-term limits, so he's not there long enough to learn the process. Well, that's why the lobbyists are involved. Anyway, and then there's money in politics. Don't get me started. We're there. I'm sorry.
No, I love it when you go off. It makes people so happy. You're usually so nice, and I'm the one filled with rage, and so it's nice when there's a change up with that.
My blood pressure's up this evening, so rage.
Yeah, it's really frustrating, and it's really demoralizing because we see that there's just such a concerted effort to prevent people from exercising their power, from being engaged, being involved, from voting. Like today I was watching the budget hearings for the state because I'm a dork and nobody else was watching those, but I was watching them. And, you know, the election commission right now, the state election commission is going to spend $500,000 to fight electronic signatures for voter registration. Look, they didn't have a single question in committee about their budget. Not a single question. Not a single question.
Yeah, where are they getting their money?
Yep.
Is that tax money that's being spent on fighting? Yeah. Like, so the
fighting something that people want.
Like the people who are electing these people who want the thing, instead of doing the thing that the people who voted them in office want, they're using the money that those people gave Oh, it makes me so mad. Like,
It does. But okay, did you see where the guy that's like the big conservative evangelical private school voucher guy, where they found that he had done
PDF
adult,
files.
no adult.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, he was like a gay porn actor, and like no, like if that's what you want to be, like I don't have any
Right.
like be gay. Like I don't care.
Well,
like I
and
am
do porn. Like, no shade.
100%. Like, but don't be telling people that they're going to hell for that. And like when you did that,
I
like,
just want to know why.
and like, why are you involved in some right wing? And how do you get hired to do that in the first place? Are these the people crushing Grindr when the Republicans get together?
Oh
Like,
my God, y'all! I saw today a picture at Vino's of Vino's in Little Rock, where there's like this planter right by the register, and it says, "I met Tom Cotton on Grindr." It was hilarious.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
it's the hypocrisy. For
it's
me.
the hypocrisy for me.
Yeah.
And also, why does Sarah Sanders have such weird friends? So many weird friends. All right. So that is ballot initiatives. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. We'll ask more.
And just
answer
think
more.
about the $10 million that has been spent in opposing a casino in Polk County from another casino. Like, and the people that are against the casino use their religious, like, idealism. You know, they talk about it in their churches. They share it from the pulpits. And they're like, we don't want this thing in our community, but we're going to take the money from the other one that is mad that they didn't make it to our community to oppose the one that did get selected to be in our community.
I'm lost.
Right. But they got $10 million from a casino.
But they got $10 million.
And instead of using that $10 million from a casino
To make our community better.
or like do churchy things like
Anything.
furthering the kingdom of God, whatever they want to say. You know, like they are like, nah, we're going to oppose the casino.
They've already got their mission trip scheduled. Calm down. Vacation is coming.
Okay.
So what's happening with the city of Russellville?
Okay, so some exciting and good things in moments of not good. We all are aware of the hurricanes that have affected like the East Coast.
So sad.
And they're still coming. And FEMA, the federal emergency FEMA, has gone to cities that have certain levels of training and ability and reached out and said, can you send some of your emergency services people to XYZ place that is either about to get hit by by this hurricane or was hit by that hurricane to help with emergency services or like their police officers, firefighters, EMS. Even one of our EMS guys is a helicopter medic in the National Guard, and so he is also like they're very specialized people that we have in the Russellville Emergency Services. That because of their training, because of the work and the ability, like the city has put them through, or other entities have put them through, they can go and serve in these ways.
I'm not surprised by that at all. Like, I know that we have some of the most dedicated people in our emergency services programs here that they go so hard to like learn more, be the best, like find out all of the things that are like the cutting edge information for what they do. And I mean, I've always been really impressed with our folks here. You know, I know a few of them. I don't know everybody, but I know quite a few of the guys at RFD and with the emergency management services are exceptionally dedicated public servants.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't surprise me at all that they would be tapped to do that.
Well, and like, there's a lot of talk, especially where we live, where it's like deep red area, where it's like Biden not sending people to help. And like, they are, like, the federal government is sending people, like these people are going to get paid by FEMA to do this job. It's not Russellville tax dollars being used to help people in it. Like, the federal government their program, their organized group, FEMA, is sending people to do this. So, and we get to be a part of it. I think that's great. Yeah. Because of the people that work. And like, that's the kind of job they do. They want to do a job where they're helping people and they're getting to go do that.
Well, that's great. Somebody asked, Misty asked, is a stoplight going in at 16th and Elmira? And if so, when? So 16th.
That's the four-way stop. Right now, it's a four-way.
Yeah, it's a four-way stop sign with the flashing light.
I don't know the answer to that question.
Does there need to be one there, Misty? Let us know. Yeah. Like, that's good to know. Yeah. If you think there does need to be one, I've got a city council member. We can let know about it.
Yeah, I know that right now there's just a flashing, or there has always been just a flashing red because it's a four-way stop. But I think we have to do like studies and things before we can get to putting up a light there. Which
Nathan, get your ass out there and stick a pole in the ground and plug some lights into it.
Yes. No. If you think that there needs to be one there, I will reach out to Public Works and see if that's in the future, because there are places that don't have things that are needed, and we are working on those as quickly as possible. But it doesn't always happen as fast as we want it to.
Anything else going on, Russell?
Yes, there's a couple of things. We were talking about the casino, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of, if you've seen, there are signs going around that's like Annex 479 or 479 Annex.
Yeah.
And in regards to the casino, the mayor has said this has nothing to do with the casino, and I'm not openly like flat out disagreeing with him. It's not tied to the casino. So does that make sense? Like, whether you vote for or against the Annex 479, like, you're not stopping a casino, or like, this is for the property that is part of the casino property and surrounding casino property. But the reason that we are doing this is because 5 years ago, previous mayor and council, whether or not was in an attempt to have some control over the casino issue, decided to start this. And if we do not go through the whole process, whether it passes or fails, we want it to pass because we want to be able to, we want to annex that property. But whether or not it passes, like, we have to go through with it.
Right.
Or we won't be able to annex any of that property within like a 10-year time frame, I think is the. And so because it has already started, there's a 5-year window that you have
to put it on the ballot.
And so,
or else you can't do it.
Right.
Again for several years.
And so we're not like, Cherokee Nation Entertainment has fully cooperated with the city, and the city has fully cooperated with them when it comes to like whatever they need for. They have to, do the right things. Like, we're not giving them front row, like priority or anything. Like, they still have to file.
I'm trying to get front row priority.
Permits,
Cherokee.
they still have to do all those things, but we are not going to hinder them just because we do or don't want a casino. Like, this is not a political thing.
Yeah, no, this has to be taken care of.
Right. This is something that has to be done, but they have said like they are willing to self-annex, and they've got quite a bit of property, so it's not necessarily for or against a casino. We want to annex this property. So
Brett, going back to the emergency management, Brett had a comment here that I want to give you a chance to respond to. Brett said, good luck getting Russellville taxpayer money back from the federal government. Russellville will be on the hook for that bill. What do you think?
Well, I mean, they have the money. Like, we don't have I
need Eric Westcott for this.
What?
I said I need Eric Westcott for this.
Well,
tell me how this works, getting the money back from the federal government into the city taxpayer coffers.
First off, like, we have discretionary funds in our each of those, like EMS, fire, police, they have leftover funds, like carryover funds. They have multiple areas where if they were under budget here, under budget there, that at the end of the year, it's called carryover. And so the next year,
I know they're talking about that. You said
right, but what they're saying is like we're not going to be able to get the money from the federal government, and even if we didn't get the money from the federal government, like we would be okay.
Look,
but secondly, the federal government has never not given us money.
I say, look, the federal government isn't the ones you have to worry about. When they say, like, if you do this and turn in your reimbursement, you'll get this, you'll get it. The state of Arkansas is the one you have to be worried about. And maybe Russellville School District. Let's not talk about that. We're not doing that tonight. But Carrie asked, when you say that property, what property are you talking about? She means with the annexation.
Yes, absolutely. There are 479 acres.
Oh, that's the 479. Okay, I thought it was just cute.
Are along from the base of Crow Mountain to the Hobnob Road area on east of Weir Road and whatever that is, it northeast of Weir.
Don't ask
Road.
me. I don't know.
There is a map you can go to. Yeah. So you should see a map. That's where. And Cherokee Nation owns 325 acres of these 479 acres.
And so the benefit to this for people in Russellville is basically that if this land is not annexed in, then the tax revenue from the casino is really only to the county and the state. It has to be annexed into the city for the city to benefit and get their percentage of the tax revenue.
Won't the city have to still provide services for it?
Right. So when it comes to police, fire, water, sewer, like all those other things, like the casino's not gonna want to be on Tri-County or Pope County EMS. Like they want the city of Russellville police to be there. They want the fire and EMS of the city to be there. They want to be on the water system. Like there's no reason that this shouldn't be done. Those things cost money, tax money. Right. Therefore, also because the city of Russellville isn't in the economic development agreement with the county, there has been an agreement between the casino provider and the city that they will annex so that tax revenue, the annual tax revenue that we would get.
But that's separate from the election piece.
Right.
So
absolutely. It's not connected. But it is a gentleman's fail-safe agreement.
The property will get annexed at some point. Hopefully, either way.
Yes. Like we trust that C&E will do what they say they will do. Like that is but this is something that has already been set up and it's something that has to be followed through with. Therefore, we want it to pass because we would want it to pass.
I do have to be thankful that at least the anti-casino crew is too busy with that and they can't focus on defunding the library or something, which seems really right up their alley.
Yeah, like they're anti-casino, but not I don't know. Half the time when they say they're anti something, they still don't show up to complain about it, This is just the one thing because it's been provided a lot of money for.
Yeah. But anyway, so yes, that's happening.
Yeah.
That'll be on the November ballot if you're in the city of Russellville, right? It's not county. Only city of Russellville will get a vote on that.
Yes. Finally, there has been city council members and the mayor would like to hear from constituents if there have been fiber optic companies in your neighborhood that have left jobs undone or listen, if they just left a bump in your yard because they buried the cable not deep enough, don't call me for that. But if there's real cables laying around everywhere, if they didn't clean up after themselves, if they didn't do what they should have done on your property, if they didn't let you know that they were coming, call City Hall or your city council member and say, hey, this company didn't do this, this company did do that, because we need to hold them accountable for either unfinished work or poorly done work.
Okay.
Now, if they're waiting on expanding, like, they need to clarify that. They need to put up a sign that says, you know, still working on your fiber connection or whatever, you know. But there have been some issues with, like, cables just being, like, across the road or not buried or wrapped up and hung on the, like, mailbox of the next person.
If they like just left a bump in your yard, can we give them Mark Tripp's phone number?
I don't care who's
That's
phone
good with
number
me.
you
Let's
give
do
them
it.
to.
Message me. I'll send it
Yeah.
to you. Y'all blow him up.
Yeah.
He misses it, I'm sure.
I don't know.
His wife probably doesn't.
He doesn't talk
but he
to me,
does.
so I
he
don't-
doesn't talk to me anymore
Yeah.
either.
Oh, and email. You can email us as well if that is more convenient for you. And that's pretty much all I had to talk about.
Me too. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Let us know, folks, if there's something that you all
I do want to say,
to talk about.
you know, we typically try to do candidate debates before the election. We are still kind of working on that, but also my life is
Yeah,
unmanageable.
I haven't had a lot of
And I
response
just
from candidates.
Don't know if
so-
it's going to happen this year.
'cause
Like
there's
I
not a
really,
lot of them.
I really want it to happen, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Just
Yeah.
I'm wildly overwhelmed. So
I'm just like normally overwhelmed. So there we go.
I've been taking on 2 jobs since Senator Elliott has been on medical leave, and so I work a lot.
Yeah.
I'm working a lot, and it's been very hard for me to get into any like local stuff. And so I hope we get to pull it together. But if we don't, y'all, apologies. We'll do our best. Try to do better next year.
Yeah, I'm not like.
I love offering the
There's
local
not a whole
debate.
lot
like,
of competition in those races either right now. There are a couple of races citywide that are.
There's city council races, there's
Mm-hmm.
some JP races, and there's state rep and state senate races. They all matter,
They do.
and I would love to do more coverage of them.
Yeah.
It's just been a fucking shit show for the last few weeks.
Hey, you are worried about making sure people can vote.
I'm really trying
So
out
that's
here.
the-
I mean, not really a shit show. I say that, but that's just joking because it's actually been fine. I've just been working a lot, like a lot. They really be trying to suppress some votes out here. It's crazy.
You got it, girl.
Fuck yeah.
We believe in you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Well, thank you all. Please share this video with your friends. Let them know what's going on in the River Valley, politically, statewide, and so on and so forth. And we'll see you guys next time. Don't forget Deb's Halloween costume. Let us know what you're dressing up as for Halloween. And we'll see y'all next time.